Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Clinic, Parrish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedics, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and On Fire Athletes platform powered by Gamecoin. I don't know where my presets went, everybody. So, like, if you're a regular, you're probably used to seeing all the background and the Morning Scone banner and all that stuff, and it's gone. I don't know where it is. So I wonder if StreamYard deleted it, or I don't know. I went into the wrong studio or something. It's weird. Yeah, so Thomas, I was wondering about this. So I was very aware that we didn't do the jingle yesterday, but it also felt very inappropriate. So up to you if you want to count it or not. We'll start a new streak if we have to, but I just wasn't yet. Yesterday's show was considering we had just gotten the news about Kyron Lacey, I didn't feel like it was worth or right to talk about. Everything else felt so trivial. So, and I had done spring game recap and LSU post game shows on Locked On, and anyway. So, up to you. If we start a new streak, we start a new streak today. So, thanks for being with us here, y'all. Probably these buttons on my cuff. Anyway, there we go. All right, we'll say some good morning, y'all. LSU gets swept at Auburn. Thanks to everybody who joined us on the live stream. Game. I just thought LSU was outcoached and outplayed all weekend, man. Every time you had opportunities, I mean, first inning, Jones gets hit by a pitch and caught stealing. Why is Jared Jones stealing? The top of the third, they walk the leadoff guy. You go pop out, foul out, single. So you got 2 ons for Jared Jones, who flies out. Top of the fourth, they go ground out, hit by pitch, walk. So they put 2 people on. Jake Brown's up, and he hits one down the right field line, which was fouled by that much. Would have been a 2 RBI double, would have tied the game. The fifth was your big opportunity. You had second and third with nobody out, and the top of your order coming up. Curriel pops out. Jones strikes out. Fry pinch hits for Pearson. He walks. Now the bases are loaded for Dickinson, who strikes out. I mean, you had your opportunities. So you wasted a lot of opportunities. This is a really rough weekend, man. So you're 10-5 at the halfway point, flush it, and you're ready to come home and take on Alabama, win a home series, and get back on track. So, all right, y'all. We'll say some good mornings here. Pelican season ended last night. I know nobody was watching. They lost to OKC, 115-100. But it's notable because the season's now over, and now you can officially start to look at the future. Are you retaining Willie Green? Are you retaining David Griffin? What are you looking forward to the draft? The draft lottery's coming up. So all that stuff. Lots of stuff. Okay, let's say some good morning, y'all. Rory wins the Masters. LSU football, spring scrimmage this weekend. Lots going on. Saints looking for a quarterback as we start a new week. Lots going on. Hey, Dalton, good morning. Leon, Bubba, good morning. Good to see y'all there. Dalton said Jelani Watkins killing it in track. Hope he can see the football field one day. Jelani Watkins didn't play in the spring scrimmage on Saturday. I saw him there. He was not dressed. He was just in street clothes. I wonder if that's because of track. Maybe he was competing in track. What did he do this weekend? Let's see if I can find it. Matt, I think drafting a QB this year would be a mistake. if the Saints are as bad as expected. They could land the first pick. With that thought. Number one, you don't know what your record's going to be this year, and you don't know where you're going to pick in the draft next year, and you don't know what quarterbacks will be in the draft next year. So there's so many unknowns. Like Arch, for example, Jeff Duncan told us on AFR last week that Arch is expected to play to spend 2 seasons as the starter at Texas. Like he's not expected to come out after next season. So that takes one, whether you want to draft Arch or not, the point is like that's one potential top tier quarterback that wouldn't be in the draft. I don't think you can look at it. I don't think you have the luxury of looking at it like that. Oh, well, I'll just wait till next year's draft class. Because then what if next year's draft class comes and you're not picking at the top or the guy you want isn't there? You know what I mean? There's just way too many variables. I think you have to exist in the present and look at what's there now. And you need a quarterback. Like, you actually probably need 2. Because if Derek Carr is unavailable, you have to add a quarterback. Be it veteran free agency draft, like you've got to add someone. And you were going through this draft process looking at quarterbacks with the likelihood that Carr was going to be there. Now that he's not, it's my opinion, you got to add a veteran free agent and you got to add a draft pick. Hey, Cody. Yeah. Brad David. Hey, Abner. Good morning. Mark. Good morning. Thomas. Okay. I love it. All right. 92. Here we go. Hey, Cody. Good morning. Despite the sweep, thought the bullpen pitched well. They did. The bullpen was great. Listen, the bullpen did not allow a run in game 2. And then obviously Cowan and Evans, like the bullpen did not allow a run in game 3. Yeah, you went Cowan, Evans. And so they didn't score after the second. They got 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and didn't score again. Massively disappointing to put the game, to pitch the way he did on Sunday, to allow just 3 runs. And by the way, 2 of the 3 runs that scored breached base via the walk from Shores. That's one that'll eat at you, man. The good news is those things tend to even out over the course of a season. Like game 2 at Texas, losing game 2 at Texas was disgusting. You're up 5-2 and you couldn't throw a strike and couldn't get home. And then, but then you basically stole game 2 against Mississippi State where you were dead in the water, man, and rallied to win. So that happens. They tend to even out. So game 3 at Auburn was pretty gross loss. You're probably going to have another one where, you steal one. So we'll see. David, the whole saga surrounding Kyron is tragic. It is. Hey, Stat Dub, new camera, very clear today. No, it's the same camera. I think it's just different because you're looking at it full screen today instead of, because I can't, I have all my presets, like with my StreamYard background that has like the morning Scone graphics and everything. And it's just not there today. So I could put the Brock logo up there in the corner. I could cover myself with the Brock overlay. But I don't know where all my media assets are. This is so weird that I opened up StreamYard and nothing's there. No. All right, please smash the like button if you would subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Yesterday was a crazy day. Yes, it was. Caleb, is that the Lombardi Trophy behind you? It is the Lombardi Trophy. I mean, I don't know how you could confuse that for anything else. But yes, it is. So I got that at a charity auction. It's a replica of the Saints Lombardi Trophy. So it's got all the, and it's autographed actually by Drew Brees. So it's pretty cool. It's very cool. Very cool centerpiece. People come over there, hold it all the time. They want to like lift it and kiss it and all. It's pretty good. I mean, it's a 2-scale replica. I mean, it is a 2-scale replica of the Lombardi Trophy. Yes. Robbie, good morning. Do you feel like the Derek Carr situation sounds fishy, especially since the OTAs are about to start? Derek Carr goes back to California right after the season, wasn't around the city during Super Bowl week. I think it's becoming pretty clear, Robbie, just from a lot of people who cover the team, and then Diana Rossini reported last week that the Saints knew. Apparently, they've known for some time that this was a thing, and I think that explains why they did such due diligence throughout the whole draft process. Right? Oh, you know what, Thomas? There. Oh, thank goodness. My Parrish jingle isn't there. I got to go find it. Hang on. Here it is. All right. Here we go.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. At Parrish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parrish Construction and Roofing. Parrish built. Parrish built. Parrish built. From your hometown. ParrishBuilt.com.
All right. Parrish Construction and Roofing. If you need Northpedic, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. All the info scrolling right there at the bottom since I don't have my overlay today. But remember, if you need Northpedic, you go to Brock. And if you need a roof, you call Parrish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Semaglutide, tirzepatide, the once-a-week injections for weight loss. You can learn more there. Lowest prices, never any contracts. And, of course, Crystal Poche over at Restored Motions. I'll go to see Crystal again this week. So just get me right, man. I'm moving again, feeling good. If you got pain, go see Crystal. RestoredMotions.com. Austin, what's up? Frustrating weekend. Only real win LSU had was beach volleyball. We took our kids to the zoo for the first time yesterday. I had a blast. That's awesome, man. Yeah, Baton Rouge Zoo, they've done Breck has done a tremendous amount of upgrades. I know they talked years ago about moving the zoo from Baker. I don't know why ultimately they didn't, or what the plans were, or how all that went, but they ultimately decided to make improvements to the zoo at its current location, and it's great. I mean, I know there's a new giraffe exhibit there. I got to tour that like when it was being built. Anyway, so really cool. Yes, they've done a very, very good job with Baton Rouge Zoo. Hey, Mark, Pelican season's over. Does it mean pick number 4? No, it doesn't mean you pick number 4. You go into the draft lottery. So I think you can end up as low as 8. Is that right? So here's open. Rocky, morning, Matt. Hopefully this weekend is the low point of the baseball season. Don't swing high and away. They were Auburn's approach and Auburn's strategy to attack LSU's hitters was a good one. They continued to throw high fastballs, and LSU continued to elevate the baseball. And I said this on Locked On. I'll say it again here. I'm okay at that park elevating the baseball. There are some ballparks that you hit in the air to the outfield's graveyard. That's how the park in Omaha used to play. Before they changed the bats, lowered the seam on the ball, made the game more offensive again. There's no sense ever hitting the ball in the air in Omaha. But at that park, at Plainsman Park, the dimensions are smaller. It's 385 to straightaway center. Remember, the box is 405. That's 20 feet. And then in left, it's 315, and they got the big wall. Like, the 2 doubles, if you're watching the game, Auburn hit 2 doubles off the wall in left in the first inning. That's how they got their first 2 runs. Both of them would have been fly ball outs at the box. They just would have been fly ball outs of the box. But Auburn, that's their home park. They play and practice there every day. And so they know just pepper that wall. Like, just elevate the ball to left field and bang it off the wall, put a dent in that wall, and take either a long single or a double, depending on if the outfielder knows how to play a carom off that wall. And Derek Curriel struggled with that all weekend. As great as he is, he struggled with that. He had one magnificent catch. But how many times did you see Curriel like leaping at the wall? Like leaping to catch a ball when he didn't need to leap, like short of the wall, one shot. Like he was just very aware and uncomfortable of it, aware of it and comfortable with it all weekend. LSU was not prepared for it. They were not prepared to play those dimensions defensively and or offensively. Because if you would have had guys just, and credit to Auburn for the right-handed hitters, they pitched them up and away to try to prevent them from pulling the ball to left field. And LSU never really adjusted. So very, very, very unfortunate. God, rip this button. I want to curse so bad right now. Anyway, I won't curse this morning, Scott. Tiger Poppy, good morning. Brad, yesterday's morning Scone got a lot of views. Amazing how breaking news moves the needle. Yes, it's very true. Should the Pelicans fire Willie Green and or David Griffin? Yes, both. Michael, good morning, Matt. Concerning to see all the swings and misses balls well outside the zone, undisciplined at bats all weekend. It's true. Hey, Dad, good morning. We don't know how Derek Carr got injured. Seth, morning, Matt. Rory winning the Masters was awesome to watch. Masters for the ages. Seth, honestly, man, this is weird. I didn't watch a stroke of the Masters, like intentionally, until Rory missing that putt on 18 that would have won it. Because I was watching baseball, and then the baseball game ended. I did Locked On. Then I went in the den, and I turned on the Masters, and I'll be darned, Rory's on 18, standing over a putt to win it. And he was a 5-foot putt. I mean, he missed a 5-foot putt to win it. So he goes into sudden death, and then he beat Justin Rose on the first sudden death hole. So congrats to Rory. Been one of the good guys in golf. I think he was a crybaby with all the live stuff. Like, who are you to sit here and tell someone else what they should do with their life and their money? Like, get out of here, dude. But I finally got that button. But anyway. Yeah, congrats to Rory. That's great, man. Michael Cook. Hey, Deborah, good morning. Earl, good morning. Brent, good morning. Blake, what up? NIL young boy, morning Scone. Dylan Cruz was kept out of the lineup last 2 games. Tell me the GOAT's going to be okay. Oh, he's fine, man. He really scuffled offensively at the start of the season. And it's probably one of those, hey, just sit and watch for a minute, which are those opportunities are very beneficial at times to just sit and watch. I know he had not had a hit yet. He's batting 116. So he had a 2-for-4 day. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. He was hitless in his first 5 games, then went 1-for-4, then 0-for-3. Then he was 2-for-4, 0-for-3, 2-for-4, 0-for-3, 0-for-4. So, and the 0-for-3 day was 0-for-3 with 3 strikeouts and a walk. So, he's gonna be fine. It's probably one of those like, hey kid, just sit and watch for a minute, relax. It's not the end of the world. I mean, didn't Bregman start his career 0-for-23, his big league career? That's why, like, the Jared Jones weekend, Jones was 1-for-16. I'm sorry, 1-for-13 with 6 strikeouts. It's terrible. Terrible weekend. Everybody has a terrible weekend. It is unavoidable. Everybody in baseball will eventually have one of those. Hey, Rex, good morning. J-Man, our offense was real sad. It was. You scored 8 runs in 3 games. That's not good. Matt, I just don't see, because we're coming home sleeping in your own bed right away, we're going to pound on 17 hits Friday against Alabama. This needs to be fixed quick. I don't think Shores is the answer to our third starter. Yeah, Earl, I think a couple things. Coming home, it's not about sleeping in your own bed. And part it is. and it's not just like literally where you sleep, but being on the road can be tiring. I mean, talk to anybody that's ever played, they'll tell you that. And then it's also things like I just talked about, playing in that ballpark with their dimensions that heavily favored Auburn, and they used it to their benefit. Now you come and play in your park in front of your fans, you're going to get juice from that. Like another team has to go on there. It's all those things. And so now you get to play 9 straight home games. So take advantage of all that. And it needs to be fixed pretty quick. Or Shores, I think Shores is going to be fine. The thing that we have not, and this is partly my fault, we have not talked enough about and emphasized, Chase Shores had not pitched in 2 years. Now he's made 8 or 9 starts now, and that's good. But you all were having, a lot of you, not all of you, a lot of you were having the same conversation in 2023 about Ty Floyd. Nobody remember, no one's going to talk about this, but Ty Floyd, it was the same thing, man. A lot of y'all wanted Ty Floyd bench, replace Ty Floyd, get him out of here. He's so inconsistent. And he kept pitching, and then ultimately kept getting better, figured it out, and pitched his way to being a late first-round pick. Like, it's going to be okay, all right? I say it all the time. It's a 56-game marathon. You've got to be able to pull back because you can't see the forest of the trees. You got to be able to look big picture and go, okay, they're 10-5. Your bullpen actually this weekend pitched pretty well. In aggregate, your offense has been great this season. It was a bad weekend, man. Like, everybody has a bad weekend. That was a terrible weekend. Tennessee last week was at home against A&M, no hit A&M on Friday, and then lost the next 2 games, including getting run ruled on their home field. Like, it happens, man. Yes, agreed. Tiger Diver, can baseball right the ship? Yes, of course they can. You got it, Earl. Thanks for being there. Christian, with the news Dan Lanning calling Tennessee, I think Nico's dad holds a lot of blame. I have a friend in Utah's athletic department told me last week his dad was calling schools and shopping him. Yeah, I don't doubt that's happening. Go get your money, kid. Cody, don't know if you've been keeping up with the Nico situation. I have been. And I know I feel very differently than most do about the whole thing. I commend Tennessee for doing what they did. And maybe that'll cause some kind of a market correction. But at the same time, someone's going to pay him. I mean, with the teams, Ohio State, Oregon, Colorado are the 3 that seem to be the most prominently mentioned. Somebody's going to pay him. So kid's going to get his money. That's what he wants. Okay. It's what the system allows. Don't blame the kid. Like, blame the system. The system is set up to allow this. So you don't like it? Change the system. How do you change it? Don't know. Carrie just hopped on. Any word on Flau'jae? Nope. So, I mean, I can tell you, like, so Flau'jae put out a very, it was a weird tease that you put out on social. And admittedly, I read it the first time so as to say she was leaving. Because she put like 4 out and was thanking her teammates, thanking LSU, all that stuff. But I guess it just meant she like she was just wrapping up the season. So it sounds like she's going to be back. Because it did make a call to Grant, LSU's SID, the women's basketball SID, and he said we haven't heard anything that she's leaving. Like, she isn't. I mean, we saw the podcast that she was coming back. So I do a little bit of a tease. I think you're going to have a pretty significant tomorrow. You'll have a pretty significant NIL announcement for Flau'jae. So that might be what she was alluding to. I'm not going to say anymore because it's embargoed, but I think you're going to have an NIL announcement tomorrow. Hey, Roll Tide 99, wishing everyone a safe and prayerful Holy Week. Amen. Same to you. Absolutely. J-Man, good morning. Let's see. I'm not on the side. Everyone should dogpile Nico. The nuance take is, didn't Tennessee try to sue the NCAA? Yeah, like listen, I am, again, admittedly, way on. If everybody is way over here, like in hating NIL, portal, all that stuff, I'm like out the picture the other way. I'm like, let them transfer as many times as they want. let them make as much money as they want. Like, it's, to me, it's hypocritical of every adult who looks at Nico or any other young person trying to make money and tries to yell at them about loyalty and all this other stuff, when you know good and well, if in your professional life, whatever it is you do, if someone came up to you and offered you millions of dollars to leave, or not even millions, whatever would be life-changing for you, double your salary, whatever it is, you'd be gone in a millisecond. Oh, what about the people that hired you the first time? What about the people who've been paying your salary all these years? What about sorry. You do what you have to do for your family. Like, you do what you have to do for yourself. I mean, if I get a call from Bristol tomorrow and they're like, Matt, we are going to pay you $1 million a year. You got to move to Connecticut, but we're paying you $1 million a year to come work and be ESPN National. Guess what, guys? I'm not going to be in Baton Rouge anymore. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. But, I mean, it's just funny, man, how... Oh, no kidding. Okay, Flau'jae's teasing about her going on tour. Okay, I didn't see that. That's interesting. Good for her, man. Hope she crushes it. But she does have an NIL thing coming tomorrow. All right, I got to get out of here. 7:45. Thanks for being here. All of our sponsors linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook. They're scrolling here at the bottom if you need any of them. We appreciate them greatly. Y'all having, let's see, Locked on LSU. Got a bunch from this weekend. I did an episode on Kyron, a standalone episode on Kyron. I do have all 3 recaps from the baseball weekend, and I am going to record because we were really jammed up with the baseball stuff, and then obviously the Kyron news yesterday. I wanted to get another football spring game episode posted, so I'm going to do that. I got some meetings this morning, but around lunchtime today, I'm going to drop another Locked On episode recapping what Brian Kelly had to say after the spring game. So spring practice. So we'll get to all that. And AFR3. All right, y'all have an awesome